Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are doing the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer. Alright, my lovely Cancers, let's get right into it and pull out your three romance angel messages for the week. It's safe for you to love. This just came out for Leo as well. We have forgiving and learning, and past life relationship. Wow. All right, well, my regulars, my subscribers know that I don't like to just jump right in and guess what this is all about. So let's pull out your animal oracle cards and see what that's all about this week. Now, you may or may not resonate with all or none of these. That's fine. This is just a little bit of insight with the animal spirits. Sometimes they can be indicative of the people that you may be dealing with or the energies you're dealing with this week. All right, my lovely Cancers. So let's just get right into that and see what the three animal spirits you may or may not be walking with this week are. And of course, this video is time-stamped, so you can go in the description. And everything is time-stamped there, all of the forecasts, so you can jump around the video if you like. We have B Energy, a regular player on my readings. Beautiful. All right, this is the good friend, the social person, the Democrat in the group, the one who makes sure everyone's okay. Air Energy, Vulture, another air energy, very misunderstood creature. Going to get right into discussing that in a moment. And then we have the Golden Egg. This is, of course, associated with the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. All right. And, of course, this is ether element. All right. So let's get right into taking a look at these animal spirits. Before we go into the actual forecast for the week, we have bee energy. And the bee is a regular player on my readings. Why? Because the bee is that sociable creature. Everyone loves to be around this personality. This person is lively, creative. Everything that they do it in earnest. They put a lot of work into it. They're very diligent. And they're very hardworking. They're accomplished individuals, and they do things with a flair of creativity. This is the social butterfly in a way, even though this is a bee and not a butterfly. In that sense, this is the person who, they do the events, they do the birthday parties. They're always coming into the event, and they're always dressed creatively, and they're always, you know, they have a real sense of flair about them, but they're very, very diligent, very hardworking, and extremely fair individuals. Now we have Vulture energy, and Vulture is interesting because the Vulture is a much maligned and misunderstood creature. Of course, people associate this creature with vermin and eating sort of carrion and dead things. But of course, the vulture plays a very important part in our ecosystem. Without the vulture, there will be disease, right? There will be disease and death and rot. And so the vulture clears out all of that to make way for the new. And so in a lot of ways, the vulture is necessary for our mental well-being and our spiritual well-being, to clear out the dead things in our lives, the things that are no longer that no longer bring life to us, right? To get rid of those things, unnecessary things, to clear the way for new things, the beginning of new ideas, concepts, stages in our lives. So the vulture is very, very important and necessary in order for us to actually really come into new stages of our lives in a healthy way, right? Without anything remaining that could poison this new stage of our life. Now, the golden egg, of course, like I said, is associated with the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. And it's golden because this warmth, this sense of warmth and love is what is being asked for right now. With the golden egg, we talk about opening the heart chakra, opening it in a sense of expressing your emotions, your feelings, communicating your feelings with each other, and also finding, and because it is the golden egg, there is a sense of, like with all eggs, you nurture them in order for them to sort of, for what comes inside to be born, right? So there's a desire for a nurturing here. It could be a relationship that needs nurturing, that needs warmth and love and understanding for it to truly blossom. And this is what is being called for right now. All right, my lovely Cancers, let us get right in to your weekly forecast. We're going to pull out about 6 or 8 3-card spreads for the week. And if you're new to my channel, of course, this is just a look at multiple scenarios that you may be going through, Cancer. Of course, take what applies to you and throw the rest away. And again, even these 6 to 8 forecasts can't possibly resonate with all Cancers out there. So take it as it comes. And we're going to get right into it. Of course, this is for September 15th to the 21st. And we are coming out with 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and 3 of Pentacles. So some of you are certainly, wow, some of you are in a very good place with the 6 of Pentacles. You have certainly reached a level of abundance that is allowing you to be very fair and equal with how much you have and how much you give out. That scale, oftentimes the 6 of Pentacles is misinterpreted as the figure trying to judge between these two people on the ground, which one is more deserving. This is a very Western-based sort of interpretation. Of course, this scale has absolutely nothing to do with judging these poor, destitute people, and in fact is more, is actually symbolic of the balance that the figure is trying to find in their life with regard to how much they have and how much they give. All right. 6 is the number for harmony and making an effort to move towards harmony. And so with 6 of Pentacles, it's almost as if, you know, especially, for instance, if you have lived a life where you've been very miserly and selfish, right? Something has happened in your life that has opened your heart chakra, okay, with the golden egg, and now allows you or moves you, urges you to be more giving, to be more charitable. And this is a balancing, this is a expansion and a development of how you deal with the material plane in your life. Okay, so we're talking about finding balance between yourself and the world around you, and understanding that to truly have abundance, your abundance is in your giving, right? It's the joy of giving that gives you that allows you to have a joy in your abundance. Now the Ace of Wands comes in, so you're at this beautiful kind of level in your life, and now what happens? Creativity blossoms. It's almost as if with this vulture energy coming in, it's as if this kind of harmonious state in your life is clearing out perhaps some negative ideas that you had in the past, and now you're really opening up to a whole new creative way of interacting. It could be a new project that opens up for you. You could be just having a spark of inspiration, and this spark of inspiration leads to working with the community. It leads to maybe working in a more structured way. For some of you, this could certainly be some of you who have been working in the field of charity or humanitarian work or social activism in the way of working on sort of issues to do with poverty and homelessness and hunger, things of that nature. It's almost as if this week you have a really great idea that comes in, a burst of inspiration, and it leads to a whole plan of action of working with others in a very cohesive way, and it opens up to the doors for you to a whole new kind of interaction with the community, almost as if people begin to come to you and to seek answers from you for certain problems. It's very, very good progression for some of you. King of Wands, 2 of Cups, and Emperor. Some of you are caught between two very, very strong masculine energies. And it's interesting because these two very fiery individuals are different, but similar in the sense that they're both very domineering. One is a little bit more eccentric, though, right? The King of Wands is going to be a little bit more eccentric. They're going to be a little bit more, I want to say, fiery in the sense of wanting to really step out and try new things, support others as well. The Emperor is also Aries energy, fire energy, and we do associate the Aries with being that child that goes out in the world and sort of conquers new territory. But in the Emperor, you know, the Aries element is only a small sort of association to the card. The card is not the essence of Aries. It is, in fact, the Emperor. And so the Emperor is more associated with leadership, being the boss, you know, being the one in charge, per se. Whereas the King of Wands, yes, he's a king, but he's not necessarily in charge of a whole lot of people, but he is the king of his own life. And he does represent a certain level or a certain pinnacle of realization and ambition and fire. But it's a very different energy to the Emperor, where the Emperor is much more of a sort of oppressive figure. He's much more about maintaining stability, maintaining the status quo, as it were, maintaining his own sort of level of authority. Right? And so these are two very similar but very different characters. And Cancer, it's almost as if you're caught right between the two of them. You're either caught between the two of them, or you are resonating with one energy and your person is resonating with the other one. I don't feel that's the case. I really do feel, Cancer, that you are very much just resonating with Two of Cups in the sense that you have love for both of these people. And it could very well be that right now you really need, one of these may represent an old part of your life and the other a new part of your life. But whatever the case may be, this is certainly about the golden egg and your heart chakra opening up and you figuring out exactly who you want to be with. This could absolutely get messy. We have 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and 5 of Swords. Wow. Okay, again, more power struggles here. So 10 of Swords talks about the end of a period in your life where you've really changed. Like, you've gone through so many different knocks to your ego here. So many different, like, knockdowns, right? Where you were knocked down and you had to get back up. Very different to 10 of Wands energy. But in the same way, a very difficult road. But what happens at the end of 10 of Swords is that you're almost reborn. You're reborn into a whole new sense of yourself. A lot of the old ego has died away and made way for a new ego, a stronger ego, a more mature ego. And what happens? There is a power struggle, right? As a result of all of this, there is, you meet with a power struggle this week of 5 of Wands in the sense that there's a lot of bickering going on around you. There's a lot of arguments going on around you. This could be at work, and this could actually be in your social life as well. 5 of Wands oftentimes can indicate, this is interesting, and I'm gonna say this. My regulars will know this from my previous readings. A lot of times when we have a 10 of Swords or 10 of Wands, when you go through a period where you're at a stage where you're about to turn your back on a difficult time, turn your back on negativity, and move towards positivity. Even 6 of Swords sometimes can bring this out. We often see a 5 of Wands or a 5 of Swords or a 7 of Swords in the same spread, because what usually happens is that those type of toxic negative energies will be drawn to you whenever you make a leap forward in your life. Whenever it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Whenever you make a leap in your life or a decision, you know, you intentionally do something positive for yourself that And this is specifically to personal growth and development. I'm not talking about if you're helping someone else. I'm talking about stages in your life where you experience personal growth in some areas, especially spiritually or emotionally. Oftentimes you'll get a Five of Wands because people around you become agitated, they become jealous, bickering will start to happen. And I'm not surprised that the Five of Swords has come in as well, in a sense that not only is there bickering, but there's someone who is actively working behind the scenes to sort of sabotage your progression or sabotage your forward motion. All right. And so take care. Be careful this week. Those of you who are resonating with this could certainly be happening at work, or if you are finding yourself in a social argument with friends. For instance, you guys are suddenly arguing over where the party is going to be, or suddenly arguing where the reception is going to be. Take care, because there's also someone who is actively working either behind the scenes or just right out in the open, but they're really not being very honest or very noble. They're kind of really resorting to all kinds of underhanded tactics to get what they want. So not only is there sort of a power struggle here, but there's also someone who's actively working towards that power struggle turning out in their favor. Queen of Pentacles, Justice, and King of Pentacles. Wow, man. Again, here we go again. Some of you Cancers have... So where the last reading between the two very powerful, fiery masculine characters, I felt like you were very much caught in the middle. Here we have something different. Here we're talking about Cancer, you meeting your perfect match. Your absolutely perfect match. I think this also came out something similar for Leo. And this week, there is a balancing that happens between the two of you. It could be that you guys were at odds or are separated, and there needs to be some forgiving and some learning. And so there needs to be some rebalancing that happens here, right? Certainly with Justice, we're talking about with that sword of justice and truth coming in balance. We're talking about forgiving and learning, right? We're talking about understanding that each side has their viewpoint and coming together. It seems like this could have been a bit of a miscommunication. It could have been a bit of hurt feelings here and there. Certainly vulture energy is at play in the sense that there's some negativity here between you and your person that really needs to be discussed and cleared out so you can open up that heart chakra and you guys can come back together. This is definitely a case of discussing things, but certainly rebalancing your relationship so you can come together. You're certainly each other's perfect mate. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and Hierophant. So some of you are certainly going to be getting an opportunity coming in at work or in your career or in your business profession, right? This opportunity comes in and it really seems like a golden opportunity, but you have no idea how to move forward. You're really in the land of indecision with this Two of Wands. You feel like if you take this opportunity, you're going to have to give something else up that's very important to you. But remember this, with Two of Swords, we're talking about balance and not choice. Two is not the number for choice. Oftentimes it's misinterpreted that way in our very sort of limited sort of Western theology, but two is the number for duality and bonding, balance. So with Two of Swords, she finds eventually by going inside and really feeling or really searching her feelings about how she, searching her emotions about how she feels on these two options, the character finds that she simply can't give either one of them up or choose one over the other, and she begins to understand the nature of balance and that she can have both as long as she's able to balance them. Again, part of this will include going back to sort of your moral and spiritual center, right, for guidance. The Hierophant talks about sort of sometimes doubling down on your spiritual support group or your religious support group or your faith, going back to your faith sometimes to sort of help you and guide you down the right choice, right? When you're not sure of what the right choice is for you. Okay, Hierophant can also indicate a heightened sense of commitment in relationships. And so here we also talk about perhaps it could be that you, as a result of this opportunity coming in, you certainly realize that you need to redouble your commitment in certain areas of your life in order to be able to manifest this opportunity, right? And still hold on to the stability that you've worked for so far. So this could certainly be a case of increasing your commitment level to both ideas, right? And then finding a balanced way to be able to have both options in your life. This could mean 2 jobs. This could mean juggling 2 locations. This could mean juggling a 9-to-5 with a business, a private business, or a personal service. You know, this could be a lot of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different scenarios, but certainly, like I said, the one thing with 2 of Swords is finding balance and not necessarily throwing the baby out with the bathwater. All right, Cancer. That's the last spread, and I'm going to call it. This is your reading for September 15th to the 21st, your weekly forecast. I hope you did resonate at least with one of these forecasts in part. And if you didn't, that's okay too. But if you did, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. But for right now, Cancer, have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week for the weekly. Bye-bye now.